According to Stanford Medicine, lack of exercise and not as much diet, and not as much as diet, is linked to rising obesity population. So, what are the physical complications of childhood obesity and its long-term effects?
Well, the complications are usually getting body aches like knee pain, a lot of back pain, low, their cardiovascularly, these children don't have as much endurance as they should for their age. They tend to suffer from injuries a lot at a lot higher rates than their counterparts because they're not stretching and they're not physically active. And of course, most importantly, is we're seeing higher levels of cholesterol, bad cholesterol, and triglycerides in children that have very sedentary lifestyles. So with an alteration in your lipid profile, which is your cholesterol and your triglyceride, you're running a higher risk of heart disease at a much earlier age than you should.
Inactivity is often caused by increased screen time. So, how much screen time is too much screen time for kids? Can you share some tips on how parents can avoid tech tantrums?
Right. The screen time question is very interesting because the American Academy of Pediatrics has always recommended no more than 2 hours of screen time a day. But now things have changed so much, especially with the pandemic. I mean, our children now actually complete their classwork on the computer. So it's almost impossible to limit it in that way. I would say that, instead of limiting the time overall, just try to engage your child in other activities that outside of watching TV or playing video games. If you're spending half the day on the laptop or on the computer doing schoolwork, then most likely you don't want to spend another 2 hours just, watching television or playing video games. So I think it's important to set limits there. And as far as the tech tantrums, that is such a big problem, and I feel that it starts so early on. And I think the best thing to do is as soon as your child is able to understand and communicate with you, you should set parameters for screen time. If they want to watch a show or watch a movie or look at their phone or play video games, I think before it even starts, you set up a reasonable timeline and let them know that it will end at a certain time. That way they're not so surprised when you decide to cut it off. That would decrease the intensity of the tantrums or hopefully the incidence of tantrums.